Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sitar Gurukul. On the last class, I showed you how you can further beautify the composition that I just played, that you have also learned. Today I'm going to consider this part 2 of the beautification lessons that I'm teaching you right now. I'm sure if you watched the last episode, I'm sure that you noticed that there are additional two new things that I played in today's compositions. In today's lesson, I'm going to give you two things, one being a variation, second being a tehai. Tehai, this is a new concept in Sitar Gurukul. For those of you who know what a tehai is, not a problem, that's very great. But for those of you who don't know what a tehai is, let me explain. A tehai is a repetition of a certain phrase. It can be any phrase. It can be, that phrase can be made in any number of beats, any number of notes in one beat cycle. So you make a phrase and then you have to repeat the same sequence for 3 times to either land in Sam, which is the first beat, or Kali, which is the 9th beat in terms of Teen Tal. Some compositions also start from 12. Mainly the idea is if you play that same sequence 3 times, it should land in whatever beat you want it to. So that phenomenon is called tehai, and tehais can be very complicated and very interesting. I'm going to show you a very basic tehai that we are going to use as a sort of flair in the composition itself, and it's going to be easy, but it's also going to initiate your journey into understanding what a tehai is. So I'm going to play the extended part. I've already showed you my thoughts on further beautifying the composition on the last class. Today I'm just going to show you the extension. So firstly, I played a variation over here. Allow me to play one more time. This portion. So I'm sure it sounds interesting to you, it sounds very beautiful, but it's rather simple to play. So let me tell you what the phrase is first. The phrase is Nidha Nidha Pama Pama Gare Gare Sani Sani. So I'm just going to show you the fingering over here because a lot of you can get confused on the fingering, but here it is. So Nidha Nidha, this is the only time you're going to use the middle finger, index finger, middle finger, index finger sequence. So you do the Nidha Nidha with middle finger, index, middle index, and then you shift your index to Pa and then to Ma, so you get one Pama, and for the second Pama you do middle finger and index finger, and then you repeat to the index finger is going to go to Ga, so that makes Maga. So this is one thing. Allow me to play it with the rhythm. For those of you who are using a digital tabla, I want you to look at the beats. There are a few apps, including the one I'm using, that is going to show you the beat count. So that is going to be helpful for you right now. So I have my tabla set to 160 bpm. So starting the composition from 1. If you notice, or if you didn't notice, I took the nidha nidha pama pama gare gare sani sani in double speed from ni, which means the khali. So one more demonstration. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So it's starting from the same place that you would start a tam. So here goes. Now for the second topic which I was going to explain. This is called the tehai. So I'm going to try a very short example, a very simple example of the tehai, which is going to add a certain level of flair. So here it goes. So this tehai actually starts from a very complicated place, but if you somehow can get hold of what is actually happening here, and if you somehow end up playing it today or tomorrow, it's going to be a huge leap forward for you to understand beats, half beats. So you have 1 and 2, these are whole numbers, and then you have half, which is like 0.5. So that 0.5 or off beats is very significant in classical music, and it's never too early to start to understand how the off beats or half or 1.5 times or polyrhythms, how they work, because it's going to take a substantial amount of time just to understand how they work. So if I were to count and tell you where it starts from, here's a trick. You have to, because when you count at a specific beat, your brain recognizes that beat very easily. So you just have to understand the time of the whole beat, and here's how. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. So if I were to, for example, start something from 10 and a half, I would say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4. So one more time: 8 9 6 7 8 8 9 6 7 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4. So right after you finish saying 10, you can't take that extra gap between 10 and 11. So in this case, what we're going to do is 1. So this is 9. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then it comes 10. 1 2 3 4 5 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Stop at the ga, then you should be landing on the first beat. So one more time I'm going to demonstrate. The phenomenon I played at the very last was the Chakradarte, which I'm going to explain and also teach you at a later episode. So that's it for today. You might be facing difficulties in understanding exactly where I'm taking the 10.5 from. In that case, I advise you to keep watching this video over and over, especially during the segment where I play and talk at the same time. If you spend at least a week with it, think about it, because it's not going to come to you automatically. If problem still persists and you want further discussion, write to me. I would be more than happy to reply. That's it for today. See you on the next class with another new topic. Till then, take care. Bye bye.